you're going to be producing at a point where you are not necessarily not necessarily profit maximizing. Okay, so you will be you will not be profit maximizing. Okay, you may lose your profit. Okay, or at the worst case scenario, you may be running a loss as well. Okay. The second point that I want to bring out, how do monopolies maintain its position, okay, is to product differentiation. Okay, what do I mean by product differentiation? Okay, a monopolies can have marketing campaigns, so they will want to have campaigns to differentiate their product from competitors. So let's say there is a competitor coming in to compete with the monopoly. All right, the monopoly, okay, normally they will have super normal profit, so they can actually spend. They have actually a huge war chest to spend on advertisement to create perceived difference, okay, for their product against the competitors, to make their demand curve more inelastic. Okay, this is what I mean by marketing campaign. Okay, if not, they can engage in research and development because of the same thing, because of their past profit that they have gained, okay, through the substantial barriers to entry. Okay, they are able to engage in research and development to produce new product. Okay, so this will actually come out with actual difference in product. Okay, they will come out with a better version of iPhone, for example. Okay, and in this case, marketing campaigns can be perceived or actual difference. Okay, so the key difference is perceived and actual. Okay, so one more thing that I want to bring up is, while you product differentiate, okay, no matter is it oligopoly, monopolistic competition, okay, or monopoly, the purpose of product differentiation, other than to create these two kinds of difference, okay, is to make your demand curve more demand inelastic. Okay, is to make your good more unique. All right. Or the monopoly can choose to actually engage, can choose to buy more patents and rights. Okay, so this is actually good and bad. Okay, remember just now I mentioned to you about barriers to entry, all right, which is one of them, which is patent. Okay, so in United States, all right, there are a lot of firms that are actually buying patents, okay, or developing patents or filing patents for the sake of nothing. Okay, meaning to say, they can actually file for a patent for an idea. Okay, and for this idea, they can sit on the idea and they do not produce any product. Okay, but whenever there is a true competitor that wants to develop this idea. Okay, let's consider this idea as a new version of iPhone. Okay, when a competitor wants to produce a better version of iPhone, okay, all these small little, I wouldn't say small little firms, but all these big firms who actually have the financial muscle to file for patents will actually sue all these real competitors for trying to infringe their idea. Okay, so you realize that patents is actually a double-edged sword. Okay, on the good side, okay, it actually protects innovation. Okay, for those firms that actually undertaken R&D, okay, to produce a new product. Okay, but it also produce another kind of firms, which are firms that actually don't act on don't that actually sits on an idea and just file the patent but do nothing, and all they do is go around and sue other competitors who is going to infringe their idea, while they have no real intention to develop this idea into a product. Okay, and this is what a lot of monopoly is doing. Okay, they are buying up a lot of patents so that they can protect themselves. Okay, they can build a defensive mechanisms so that none of the other competitors can compete with them directly. Okay. All right. The last part, they can resort to other kinds of tactics. Okay, so they can resort to price cutting, or what we call price predatory, price predator, price predatory behavior. Okay, as the word predator or predatory sounds to you, it simply means hunting. Okay, so remember the monopoly, okay, because of its huge substantial barriers to entry, it is also assumed to have accumulated a lot of past profit. Okay, so if they know that this firm or this new firm is going to come in, okay, and to sell a new product at $2, okay, they can slash their price to below $2 or maybe 150 or $1, okay, which is way below their cost of production. Okay, but is it going to challenge the new firm? Yes, it is. Okay, because the cost of production may be 170. Okay, and the firm has to earn 30 cents, for example. This is just hypothetical scenario. Okay, but right now when the monopoly is willing to go to such an extent to slash its price below its cost of production, maybe its cost of production is 150. Okay, it's willing to charge at its cost of production or even below the cost of production at $1. Okay, this is going to cause the consumers to switch over to the monopoly. Okay, and this is going to create a price war. But normally, okay, when the new firm it is still small, okay, the victor will always be monopoly. Okay, because the monopoly has past reserves, past savings that they accumulate, while the new firm, okay, they will not have such luxury to do so. All right, so price cutting it is good in the sense that there is consumer welfare, right? Because the consumers will actually gain from that, okay, by lower price. Okay, but the bad thing is, okay, the pros is consumer welfare. The cons, okay, this will lower innovation, okay, and variety of good. Okay, because in the long run, there will be no firms that want to undertake it, want to come out with new products, okay, to innovate. Because whenever new firms do so, okay, the monopoly can threaten to slash price. All right. The next term that I have here is dumping. All right. Dumping it is actually a macro term. Okay. Especially for export. Okay, so I will leave this to the topic under theory under protectionism. Okay, it should be the second lecture of theory of second lecture of your free trade. Okay, so I will not talk about it right here. Okay, if you guys have any problems with dumping, please raise it up during lecture. Okay, just in a nutshell, it simply means the producers trying to sell at below cost of production to and export it out to the rest of the world. Okay, while trying to dominate the export country, okay, or to the rest of they are trying to dominate the export segment or the market share of other countries, okay, by selling at a way below price. They are dumping their goods at a lower than cost of production prices. Okay, but more of this will be explained under the second lecture of the free trade. Okay, please pardon my handwriting, okay, because the writing pad it is kind of yeah, there are some issues with the writing pad today. I can't seem to nail down my, or please pardon my natural bad handwriting. Okay, and the third part would be merger and acquisition. So okay, if you can't fight, okay, you buy them up. What do I mean by that? Okay, so if you think that the competitor, okay, has a great idea, is developing a great product, okay, but it lacks this it lacks its financial capacity to expand further. Okay, what you can do, okay, with a huge amount of war chest is to buy them up. Okay, and in fact, most of these new firms, okay, they are more likely to agree to be bought. Okay, reason being the price that the monopoly that they offer to these new firms are normally quite attractive. Okay, it is going to be tens of millions or hundreds of millions, okay, to buy them up. Okay, and normally for these founders of these new firms, okay, they are normally quite tired after a few years of entrepreneurship, so they might say, hey, might as well take this amount of good money and go for a good holiday, okay, and just let the existing monopoly to run my business. Okay, so this is actually quite a popular strategy, okay, of fighting new firms, okay, to buy them up directly. Okay, so a good example, I wouldn't say okay, let's use this example, Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so Facebook has actually acquired Instagram. Okay, I wouldn't say Instagram it is a direct competitor to Facebook. Okay, but in the realm of social media, they are quite related. Okay, so Facebook actually spent if I'm not wrong, it's a few billions to actually acquire Instagram. Okay, and this is an example how Facebook would like to establish itself as the social media giant. Okay, by buying all these other social media platforms up. All right. Okay. So now let's take a quick break. Okay. There's no breakup of the video. Okay. Let's take a quick break. Okay. When we are back, we'll be looking at the case study of two different firms. All right, Nokia and Google. Okay, and we'll try to fit the model of monopoly into these two, and we'll actually see what happens to Nokia and what happens to Google.